Did you guys send Ollie home or is he still there? Oh, he's asleep. I'm sorry. Hey, Bob.
I found out yesterday.
This is the Game 6 press conference featuring the Alabama Crimson Tide. We are joined by student athlete Kaylee Cow and head coach Patrick Murphy. Begin with questions for Kaylee. And also, just to know, we will have Montana come in shortly. Andrea Adelson.
Yes, can you just describe the feeling and the emotion of being a part of a perfect game?
Well, if you know Montana, you know that that perfect game started back in August when she was working so hard and she was the first one to the field and the last one to leave. So just seeing it come full circle for her and her being able to see her hard work pay off. She's an awesome person, an awesome friend, and an awesome teammate, and it couldn't happen to a better person. I feel just blessed to be here, blessed to be a part of this team, and blessed to play behind her.
Edwin Stanton.
Kaylee, what was the feeling on the field when it became clear that what Montana was doing? Were y'all just describe how y'all were feeling on the field?
I think I realized about the fifth inning that she was throwing a perfect game, but we all know the unwritten rule of never saying that they're throwing the perfect game. So I think we were just trying to be calm, cool, and collected, make the plays, to keep that for her and allow her to have that moment. So no one wanted to talk about it until the end, but of course we went crazy there at the end for her.
Robert Cortez.
Kaylee, and I think it was second at bat you struck out on the changeup, and your third at bat you hit it out on the changeup. Were you anticipating a changeup going into later in the count?
Well, obviously I looked kind of silly on it, and so I was thinking that they might try me with it again. But my dad was talking to me yesterday, and he was like, she's going to give you one over the plate. So if she does, hit it over the center field wall. And, of course, I didn't think I was going to hit it over the center field wall. But I was just looking for something really sweet and just trying to hit it hard.
Kaylee, you have a difficult position in the batting order and batting behind Bailey Hemphill. What have you done this year to really embrace that role and be so successful?
Well, I just see it as an opportunity. I know that I'm going to get a pitch, and it's probably going to be in an opportunity where there's an RBI situation. So I'm grateful to be in that role. I'm thankful that Murph's put me in that role, so just use it as an opportunity. But I don't put too much pressure on myself because I know that I'm going to come through in situations, and I'm not going to come through in other situations. That's just part of the game. But it's not making the moment bigger than it is and, just trying to have Bailey's back.
Katie Wyndham.
Hey, Kaylee, you kind of just touched on it in that answer, but you obviously had the home run against Florida in 2019 at the World Series. Just how special is it to be able to hit one in this kind of environment at this point in the season for your team?
Well, it is special because we always want to win every single game, and however you can help the team win is an awesome thing. I also love it because I feel like they make it a little bit more special here for your family when you hit a home run, and my family has followed me since I was a little girl. They've done absolutely everything to make my dreams come true. So I just get so excited when they get to have that moment in Oklahoma City because it kind of celebrates what they've done as well.
Graham Hayes.
Yeah, Kaylee, you mentioned that this started for Montana back in August, but even over the last month or since the start of the SEC tournament, she seems to have taken her game to a different level. Do you see anything as a teammate, either physical and the movement on her pitches, or even mental, just how she's approaching things, that explains kind of that surge over the last month?
Well, Montana's actually my best friend off the field, so I've just kind of seen this journey for her as she's grown into just an awesome pitcher and an awesome woman. But I think it's the confidence that she brings and the refusal to lose. You can see it in her eyes that she's not going to lose because she's so competitive. And her journey off the field, she's grown so much. She's grown into a confident woman, and you see that out on the mound. I'm so proud of her, and I'm grateful that she allows me to be her friend.
Ronald Smith.
This is Ronald E. Smith, and my only question is, your team is now back to the semifinals since 2019, and that's just an amazing feeling. So for you guys, how does it feel that knowing that a year ago there wasn't any sports, but now to be here again and have another chance and the semifinals?
It's a blessing, and we're so grateful. I couldn't be more excited that the 7 seniors are getting to go to another semifinal, and this time we're coming through the winner's bracket, so it's a really good feeling and a good position. But we know that anybody that we're going to play is going to be tough. I'm just excited for these seniors to get to play another game and me to get to be their teammate for another day.
Haley, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on the win and the home run.
Thank you, guys. Roll Tide.
Questions for Coach Murphy at this time? Graham Hayes.
Hey, Patrick, I realize this is a little bit off topic on a night that Montana pitched a perfect game, but your team has hit pretty much a quarter of your home runs this season since the SEC tournament started. You don't build your lineups around home runs usually, but was that a missing ingredient or just a bonus that you've seen develop in recent weeks?
I think more of a bonus because, like Maddie had come close so many times, and for whatever reason, it just didn't happen for her. And, she hit the key home run against Kentucky in Super Regionals, just like she did a couple years ago when we clinched the SEC down in Baton Rouge. So I always say you never know what's going to happen. Just keep swinging hard, and, good things are going to happen for us. And I think they're starting to see the ball really well, and I definitely think we're peaking at the right time.
Edwin Stanton.
Hey, Coach, can you just talk about Montana and what she was feeling out there, what you were feeling while she was in the circle just dealing it tonight?
Well, it's just a special, first of all, it's her birthday, so a hell of a birthday present to herself. And just to watch greatness is pretty cool, all of you were witness to it. So didn't think she'd get better from yesterday, but she did. And these are, obviously, you guys know, these are good teams. I mean, this is the king of the Pac-12, the Pac-12 champions. And to throw a perfect game against legendary UCLA is something else for a kid from a small town from, northeast Kentucky. So just unbelievable feeling. And I knew she had a no-hitter, but to be honest with you, I didn't realize it was a perfect game. So Sarah Cornell had to tell me afterwards, but just fun to watch.
Andrea Adelson.
What has gone into Montana being so dominant over this last part of the season for you guys?
Well, I think everything's clicking for her too. First, Stephanie Prothero has done one hell of a job with the entire pitching staff. But, when Montana came, she had curveball, fastball, and that was basically it. She threw a high fastball as her rise ball, and she has just developed those pitches, the movement pitches. And we knew, she had the speed, but when she got the movement, it was going to be pretty special. And, nobody wants to take any time anymore, and it has to be instant gratification. And, it takes time to develop these pitches. And, when we left last March, she said to me, and she was disappointed with her season last year, which, it wasn't the worst. It was, I still took it, but she said, that'll never happen again. And she made it a point, just like Kaylee said, to work her butt off starting in August to become what she is right now. So hard work pays off.
Nick Kelly?
Patrick, in that month that Lexi missed, what did Montana show you, and I guess what did she do to elevate her game over that span?
Well, I think she started to take care of her body for sure, you know, pre-pitch, post-game, and that's key. You know, our athletic training staff did a great job with her, but she went in and pre-game she did a bunch of stuff, and then after the game, and then the day after as well, before the game, she would go in. But everything is kind of working together right now, and she's just been more. Her endurance is great. Her shape is great. You know, and you know, of course, every day she'll say something to me like, "I'm good to go." You know, and I believe her now.
Brett Greenberg?
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. I don't know if you were able to see it yet, just coming off the field, but Nate Oates was tweeting at you guys pretty much all game, and I know there was a little bit of a personal vendetta there coming off the loss to UCLA in March. You talk about the fraternity of coaches you guys have. Talk about how special this win was, first win against UCLA all time, and we kind of returned the favor for Oates.
Yeah, I don't know if Montana knew that, but that's the first time we've beaten UCLA. So, again, happy birthday. Yeah, it was. I mean, we have such respect for their entire program. Their coaching staff is great. So this is just a huge win for us. You know, and the whole athletic department, you know, we can feel it here. It's such a cool feeling that everybody has our backs, you know, basically Tuscaloosa, West Alabama, the whole state, really. You can tell that they're watching. You get so many messages from all over, you know, really the country. And Coach Oates is one of my favorite people at Alabama. And, you know, the whole coaching fraternity there has been just terrific.
All right, last one for Coach. No offense, Coach Murphy, we're going to get to the star of the show, but Robert Cortez.
Coach, I think offensively, what doesn't get talked about enough is the success of Jenna Johnson and Savannah Warder these first 2 days. I mean, Jenna's collected a couple of RBIs to begin the game, and then Savannah's got on base, I think, 3 or 4 times in the first 2 games. Talk about how beneficial it is to have them produce for your lineup.
Well, one of the goals tonight was, you know, to put the ball in play, because we knew Rachel's, you know, she's an Olympian. She's one of the best players in the country and one of the best pitchers. And we wanted to put the ball in play. And obviously in the first inning, Matt, Bailey, and then Jenna. And it was a big RBI for both of them, Bailey and Jenna. But then Sav comes up and kind of starts a rally for us. And both of them have been, you know, unsung heroes, just putting the ball in play. And they're both pretty quick. They put pressure on the defense. And, you know, I was pleased up and down the lineup. I thought we did a really good job against, you know, obviously one of the best pitchers in the country.
Coach Murphy, thank you as always. We really appreciate your time.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Happy birthday, Montana.
Thank you.
We will start with Robert Cortez.
Montana, first off, happy birthday. And my question is, how does this rank as, I guess, one of the better birthdays you've ever had? Is it the best birthday you've ever had? Second best?
Well, last year I didn't get to spend it with my team, and the year before, I think we were on our way home, and that was my birthday was the day after. So I think, if anything, we got the win, and I'm just happy to be with my teammates right now.
Nick Kelly.
Montana, Steph's emphasis on just spinning the ball more. How has that elevated your game throughout the season?
I mean, I love to throw hard, but I mean, the best hitters in the country, you can't throw 90 or they're gonna hit it. I mean, I just think spin, and I mean, speed does help, and I appreciate my speed, but at the same time, that's not always there, so you got to rely a lot more on spin.
Andrea Adelson.
Coach just mentioned that you told him after last season that was never going to happen again, the type of performance that you had and everything that you did starting in August led to this moment. What exactly did you do to get to this point?
Well, I think this point started in 2020. I think that we had to go through all of that to get where we're at and feeling what we're feeling right now. But honestly, I was just trusting the process. Like Murph says all the time, that's what we need to do. And I was trusting that process. I was trusting God's process and my coaches. I just think that they believe in me, so why can't I believe in myself?
Ronald Smith?
This is Ronald E. Smith. I don't know if we could notice from your excitement, but the biggest person that was more excited was your dad. So I have to know, how does it feel, not only this for you, but also your family who have been with you since the beginning?
You know, I'm just so grateful for them. Obviously, I wouldn't be where I'm at without them. But I think that the most exciting part is we got the win. So I think that we'll celebrate a little bit tonight, and then we're going to move on and get ready for the next one.
Katie Wyndham?
Hey, Montana, at what point in the game did you kind of realize you had something super special going? And then once you did, how hard was it to kind of get that out of your mind and just focus on getting the next batter out?
I honestly wasn't really thinking about it. I don't think you can ever think like that as a pitcher, as a player, or even in the stands, really, because I feel like I'm a superstitious person. But I don't know. I was just locked in each pitch because I knew that one swing away, they have momentum. They're a great hitting team, great pitching staff. I mean, we respect them so much. So I think Murph says all the time, respect your opponents. And tonight, for me, I think that just meant locking in pitch by pitch just because I knew the game could get away in a heartbeat.
Nick, did you have another question from Montana?
No, I'm good, thanks.
All right, thanks, Nick. All right, just a sec. Any more questions for Montana? Edwin?
Hey, Montana, can you talk about the incident in the second inning when your necklace got wrapped up in your mask? What was going on there, and has that ever happened before?
It's only happened a couple times, but usually I can get it undone myself. I think I left a couple of pitches. I wasn't really happy with the spin on them, and I thought they were a little flat. So I ran in the dugout and I told Steph, I thought Jesus was trying to tell me something to spin it a little bit. So I think that's what he's trying to tell me. So.
All right, last one for Montana. Brett Greenberg?
Hey, Montana, in the last 7 NCAA tournament games, your team has been able to get off to a hot start and score first in 4 of those. Talk about how great it is to know you go out into the circle and have a lead, and how much more comfortable that gives you in a calming presence.
I mean, you definitely get more comfortable, but I just know that Murph says all the time, again, if they don't score, we win. But at the same time, we do have to score. I think that they just want it so much. Each and every batter, I mean, they're just battling every pitch, and I just think that they have just so much heart, and I think that they deserve everything right now.
Montana, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Happy birthday. Congratulations.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
This is the Game 6 press conference featuring the UCLA Bruins. We're joined by student athletes Aaliyah Jordan and Brianna Perez. For each of you, just talk about the challenge that Montana Fouts presents and how difficult it was facing her tonight. Brianna, can we start with you, please?
Yeah, she's a great pitcher. I mean, we went in with a game plan. We let her get ahead in a lot of counts and didn't make an adjustment throughout the game. So here we are.
Aaliyah?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just took a lot of strikes and swung at a lot of balls, so we got ourselves out most of the time.
Win?
For Bree, you guys had a lot of kind of on the field meetings in the circle with Rachel and the entire infield. What were some of those conversations you guys were having during that game?
Yeah, just staying loose, talking about batters, talking about pitch calling, talking about our plan, just trying to play our game, honestly, stay within ourselves.
Win, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah. For Aaliyah, you're a leader on this team. What was kind of the message, the mood in the locker room, knowing that you guys have to take the long road to defend your title now?
Can you repeat that? I missed the last part.
She asked, what's the mindset in the locker room as you move forward, trying to defend your mission?
Yeah, well, I think, now we have a longer route, but I think the Pac-12 definitely prepared us for this. We've played 4 games in a weekend before and had to beat teams 4 times. So even though we have to, play a few more games, I think we can do it.
Coral Smith?
Obviously, after a game like this, you have to come back in 24 hours and play again. How does the team have to work together to get that energy back and the momentum for that?
Start with Aaliyah, please.
I don't think we're all very down right now. I think we knew that we got ourselves out, and so I think tomorrow just coming out, playing our game is all we can do.
And Brianna?
Yeah, I don't think energy or staying loose will be a problem. I mean, that's our sport, right? You go to sleep and you have to wake up the next day and do it all again. So I think we'll be all right.
Haley Sawyer?
Hi, Holly came in late in the game to pitch for you guys. So what are you doing, not just tonight, but throughout this whole trip to make sure she's fully supported out there?
I think just talking to her, hyping her up on the field, that's all we really can do. I think she's prepared enough. So, we all have Holly's back, so I think she can do it.
Any more questions for our student athletes? All right, Brianna, Aaliyah, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're joined by head coach Kelly Perez. Questions for coach? We'll start with Haley Sawyer.
Hi, Coach. Just seeing your lineup go up against Montana Fouts tonight, what adjustments are you focusing on making for tomorrow?
Hitting the ball. It's probably the biggest adjustment. We did not do a good job of hitting the ball tonight, so that's it.
Win?
Coach, what was the game plan against Fouts, and what parts of that kind of fell short when it actually came time to hit?
Yeah, I think the girls talked to that. We know that she pounds the zone, and to be able to come out aggressively was our plan. And I don't have answers for why we weren't able to come out and execute it. She's obviously a great pitcher. I think it's more about giving credit where credit is due. Credit Alabama. Montana Fouts was dominant tonight, clearly. She was perfect, right? And Alabama executed on offense and executed on defense. So I don't think there's anything more to say except for we didn't play our game, and credit Alabama more than I say, anything else. For us, we've got to have short-term memory and get back to playing our game. And I've seen this team do it so much. I've seen them play multiple games, as Aaliyah said, in the Pac-12, that I have a great vision of where we're going. But we got to play the game one pitch at a time, have a short-term memory, and get back to just playing our style of play. We did not execute tonight, and you can't win ball games at this point in the season against a quality team like Alabama without being able to execute.
Ronald Smith?
Coach Kelly, like you just said about having short-term memory, because during this game too, we saw also some mental mistakes that's not normally seen from the UCLA team. So do you think you don't even need to preach down about the mistakes they made, and you believe that they're going to push on and move on to the next goal?
Yeah, no, actually, after every game from February, even at practice, we have a consistent routine. We always come in and I always have them own what they could be better at. And they do an excellent job. We owned it. We didn't play defense. We weren't aggressive. We didn't work ahead in the count. We didn't have each other's backs. So I didn't even have to say it. It is part of our routine to own it. We understand what we did, and we've got to learn from it. But I always say very simply, it's not what happens, it's what you do next that is your defining moment. So this team has no problem owning when they fall short. They don't get emotional, they get upset, you know, and I think in the bigger picture, they respond, and I'm gonna rely and hope that that team shows up tomorrow. So to answer your question, we definitely owned it tonight. You don't have short-term memory and say, oh, you know, let it go. We owned it, but then we're going to do something about it. And that's the plan, is to be able to come out and play our style of play, because we clearly did not play that tonight.
Joey Helmer.
Yeah, Coach, you guys lost a game against in Super Regionals last weekend against Virginia Tech, and came back and responded really nicely, won those couple games. How can you kind of draw back on that experience in this kind of a similar situation?
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's experience. So we have had actually a lot of adversity through this season. So it hasn't been an easy ride at all. And the best part about the journey, a season, is that when you have those moments of adversity, you have the ability to do something about it. If it was easy all the time, then, you know, when things like this happen, you don't know what to do. But we actually have a lot of experience in adversity, in not being able to execute, in not having each other's backs. That's what a season provides. And with that, we have great experience, and we showed it in Super Regionals. You know, now's the time to just get really committed and really convicted on what you're gonna do, and put yourself in a position. Our sport is interesting. There's no timeline on it. We got to play the game one pitch at a time, and this team knows that they got to come out and throw some punches tomorrow, and I have no doubt that we will.
Win.
Coach, how do you feel like Rachel performed today?
You know, Rachel did the best that Rachel could do. It's out of her control of a lot of things that were happening around her. But we did put a lot of pressure on Rachel, and we own that as well. And I simply said that Rachel can't do this on her own. You know, there's things that she owned as well, that she could have done a better job of coming up with pitches or working ahead in the count. But I made sure that she was clear, and the team made sure that that we were all clear that it's not on Rachel Garcia. We didn't lose tonight because Rachel Garcia was not on her A game. We lost because we didn't play great defense and we didn't make adjustments at the plate. And defense wins championships. Here at the end, we know this, and we did not have her back. So it's not on Rachel Garcia. She did everything that she could, and we're going to wipe the slate clean, and I say bring it on. I'm going to give Rachel the ball, and we're going to see just what this team is made of.
And Coach, following that up, you got Holly Azevedo in the game, and a good opportunity for her. And there may be some opportunities moving forward for her to come in and pitch some. So how significant was it, and what did you think of her performance?
Oh, that was a bright spot, you know, and that was the first thing that I said when I came in, is Holly came in and she was prepared for that moment. You know, this team has confidence in Holly because we've seen her do it in the pack. She's pitched great games for us. She's shut down offenses, and, you know, we know that she'll put balls in play, and the defense has to have her back, and they actually did that tonight. Holly came in and did what Holly did, and it really, for me, it was a very huge pick-me-up that Holly was prepared for that moment to switch a little bit of the momentum back to us. And, you know, Holly's ready to do whatever she can. It's all hands on deck. We know that this team trusts her. We know Rachel can't do this by herself. So we're gonna once again just play the game one pitch at a time and see what happens.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.